Hello, Doc, alcoholic addict, amongst other things, and welcome to another fantastic edition of Sober School. All right. Upon request, what we're doing today, probably a short one, short-ish. Please make sure your phones are silent, like and subscribe. All right. So, basically, I'm gonna give you guys the scoop. I'm gonna lay out some simple rules to live by, and if you can adopt any of them, I will tell you your life will be better off. Like that's just the long and the short of it. And this is, I don't know if any of you guys have noticed, I say a lot of sayings, like little quotes, and like even a broken clock's right twice a day.
Really?
Yeah, facts. Even a VCR that's flashing 12, right, those times per diem. But there's a reason we have sayings. There's a reason people say sayings like that. My ex used to call them my one-liners, but like my whole family would say, "I'll have all these sayings and stuff." But there's a reason this saying stuff gets said over and over and over again. And really, we take it for granted. But a lot of the most what's the Zen saying? To ask a hard question is simple. It's really simple stuff. There's been a great number of books. But like one of my favorite books is everything I needed to know I learned in kindergarten. Yeah, because it's true. Like play nice, share, respect. Like really, that's some good solid stuff. But we kind of get the bread out of us a little bit as we progress in school and in life. But I, like me personally, I'm just going to tell you what has worked exceedingly well for me personally. And one of the things you guys already know, you say it all the time. Just like anybody familiar with like PEMDAS, order of operations in math. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. The order you need to do things. Yeah.
Left to right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Multiplication, division first.
Yeah. Or like I could write it out as a computer program even. But like you start with the Serenity Prayer. All right. Like, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The last part's super, super important. So anytime you're trying to make a decision, you filter it through the Serenity Prayer. Is there even anything I can do about this? All right. If the answer is no, you don't worry about it, because there's nothing you can do about it. So it's saying in the Bible, no man did ever add a cubit to his height by worrying. Worrying about stuff does not help anything. That's the reason I have ulcers. Like, it is typically, historically, very counterproductive. So after we process like any potential action through the Serenity Prayer, or like any concern, is this something I can do something about? If the answer is yes, then big one, next right thing. Like, so you got to figure out what's the next right thing I can do about this, because I don't know, like there's the fucking 8 Noble Truths in Buddhism is really a really prolonged, extrapolated way of basically saying the next right thing. It's just, however, if you're going to do something, make sure it's the next right thing. Like, because things are either part of the solution or they're what? Part of the problem. Exactly. So, and none of this middle of the road bullshit. Be either part of the solution or part of the problem. Like I would rather, like, I take more offense to fence sitters than I do to people who are all the way bad. At least they're real about it. Like the only thing required for good men, the only thing required for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. So don't sit on the fence. Like if you see somebody drowning, you help them out. You see somebody suffering, if you have the ability to help them out, you kind of have a responsibility. Another one of those sayings that I say all the time is Dostoevsky: every man is responsible for everything that happens to them and everything that happens to everybody else. We have a degree of responsibility to all of mankind. Like what sort of impact we have on this world. Because even if it's not direct, if we're making the world slightly crappier, everybody else has to live in this slightly crappier world. Like, so really, and failing that, or in addition to that, a big one for me, Ben Doc, is do no harm. By action or inaction, don't harm anybody. And I've been put in the position, and I put myself in the position at times where I got to do stuff that's hard. I've had to kick friends out of this house. People I care about. Well, I care about everybody. But man, if somebody's messing up, and you said do no harm. Well, like a little asterisk on do no harm is the greater good. If I let anybody slide who's messing up in this house, me not trying to harm or trying to help out that one person could potentially harm everybody in the house. So this is the simple, and really it's still do no harm. Even if I have to put somebody out, which does not help them and is negatively affecting them, I did not do that. I did not make them use. They did that to them. And what I am doing goes back to entry B, the next right thing. And because it's not the next easy thing, it's not the next fun thing. It's not the next convenient thing. It's the next right thing. And a lot of time we're not a huge fan of that, because we're very reward-driven individuals. We talked about in previous classes about reward neurotransmitters, and we want dopamine, and we want feels. We want to feel good right now. We don't want to have to wait. And typically the payoff for the next right thing is not immediate. So we're not a fan of that. We're typically not on board and like right away, because because we don't see an immediate payoff from it. But trust and believe there is a payoff from it. And really one of the if you don't get anything else from anything I say, if I could give you one lesson for you guys to hold on to, it would be embrace the suck. Because that is the one of those sayings told to me by my grandpa when I was just a kid, that has served me better than anything else I've ever learned. If you want to succeed in life, you find the job that nobody else wants to do and you do it well. If there's multiple things you need to be doing, pick the one you want to do the least and do that first. And it seems really simple. I built a lot of fences last summer. I carried pallets and pallets and pallets of 50-pound bags of concrete, 2 per hole, like 8 foot, 10 foot, 4x4s. And what hole do you carry first? You carry the farthest hole first. Yeah, out the gate. Because by doing that, every other trip is shorter and easier. So as you get tired throughout the day, as things get harder and harder and harder, the jobs left, the jobs you still have to do, get easier and easier and easier. And it's also, it's a mental conditioning thing. Getting good at doing hard stuff, getting good at making yourself do the stuff you don't want to do. I don't always want to go to the gym. I definitely don't always want to get up for morning meditation. There's sometimes like I'm beat, especially when I've been on call all week, getting calls in like 3 a.m. to drive out to Crawfordsville to open somebody's door. I don't want to get up and be up for morning meditation, but it's important. It's the next right thing, so I do it. And man, just the embracing the suck lesson has helped me. It's helped me in my recovery, my job. They love me at my job. I just had a luncheon today. And they're like, everybody introduce themselves and tell them about yourself and what do you do? I'm like, yeah, Doc, and I'm a floater, and I do the jobs nobody else wants to do. Like, because that's true. Like, if they need someone to haul appliances, back by myself up three flights of stairs. Sure. Like, oh, there's just light that nobody else can get to. Okay. Give me a minute. I'll figure it out. I hate heights. Like, definitely hate bees. So I was on a 40-foot ladder by a beehive trying to put up siding that wasn't installed properly initially. And definitely not a fan of that. But that was the task I presented to. And I'll tell you what, that I put up a bunch of pieces of siding that day. The one at the very top of the building by the beehive, I did that first. Because everything after that's gravy. It's a piece of cake. And like relationship, oh man, I hate having these conversations. All right, we're gonna have this conversation. And they love me at my job. My supervisor's like, man, when are you up for another review? Because he wants to get me another raise. They want to give me they wanted to give me a vehicle, but like I haven't had my license for 3 years straight. But they love me. Like they love having me around. They feel better when they hear my loud ass Blazer pull up. Because they know everything's gonna be okay. No matter what problem we got. They know I'm here and I'm gonna help handle it. Because I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to do the dirty job. If I got to crawl through a crawl space, leaking sewage, I'm gonna do that. Like bees, bring it. Pest control, bring it. Hauling appliances, cleaning out units, hauling to the dump by myself, bring it. And it is just embracing the suck and being willing to do the stuff that I don't really want to do has trained my brain, because neurons that fire together, wire together. I've rewired my brain. So like, that's how I handle shitty stuff now. Bring it. Like, cause like sooner I do it, sooner it's done. I don't have to worry about it. And like, right out the gate, and start with the hardest work order I got for the day, the hardest task, most unpleasant, and just that simple thing. And like, man, being able to make yourself do the stuff that you don't want to do, but is a next right thing, is like, it's helped me like from a fitness standpoint. I don't want to go to the gym all the time, but really, because you don't see an immediate benefit from going to the gym. Like I go to the gym after work and I'm exhausted and I'm rushing because I'm trying to get to a meeting afterwards. But man, the long-term payoff, and now like, I'm already sore before I even get to the gym, but now man, I want that good feeling. I've trained my brain to like crave those endorphins. Like what used to be like, man, doing hard work, that's like the last thing I want to do. Now that's what I look forward to. I look forward to that. Like, man, when I can work out and make myself sore, like, oh man, I go to pick up my giant cup, and I'm like, and my arm hurts when I pick it up. I'm like, F yeah, that is awesome. Like I did that because I know that's me getting better, and like I love sugar. I love sweets. I'm hypoglycemic, so I'm like I love sweets and I love sugar. But I've like proper diet and the whole ratio of protein and fat to carbs is important, and taking care of my body is one of those next right things, because empty calories that are just going to make me bloated and probably die sooner or succumb to some disease, that's to be avoided. You only got so many ticks. You know, like best case scenario, you only have so many heartbeats in your lifespan, and if I'm burning them up, metabolizing Twinkies, is that like that's my life? But by doing that, like I don't know, I've lost a little bit of weight. I think I was 227 when I got out. I'm about 225 now, but I've gained a lot of muscle. So, but my body fat content has definitely gone down. And you know, if you're, please forgive me, the lady in the room. You know, if you're a male and you're 30 pounds or more overweight, if you were to lose that 30 pounds, you would reclaim an inch of shaft. That is a fact.
What about gain 30 pounds?
No. That's that new match you've been hearing about. But no, like,
just keep losing it.
Yeah. It only works like that. Be like, imagine how big Christian Bale is. What? No. But literally, employing this discipline, for all intents and purposes, has given me more access to what I have, to what God gave me. I'm trying to put this as delicately as possible. It literally made it bigger by following these rules. Like how many things can you say that about? If you just do this one thing, your life will be better. You'll be healthier. You'll probably live longer, have better relationships, and it might make your thing bigger. I'm gonna be like, shut up and take my money. Quite honestly. But like that last one's just the bonus. The rest of it is what's huge. But I can't help myself. I cannot help myself. I apologize. It's something wrong with me. But no, for real talk. Like just a simple act of embracing the suck and doing the stuff you don't want to do and getting good at it will drastically change your life for the better, male or female, young or old. Just doing that one thing. If you don't get anything else from me, I hope you get a lot of stuff from me, like lesson wise. I'm a great example of what to do, also what not to do. But if you were to just get one thing from me, it would be embracing the suck. And above me on that, like, another really important thing that this program has taught me is it's not about me. And that is huge. It's a program of principles before personalities. The principles being a simple set of rules. This structure. Because that's what the program is. The program is a framework. It's like that can allow people to do things inside that framework that they couldn't do without it. Like it's like trying to like fix a building without scaffolding or a crane or a ladder. It's the structure, this framework that if you operate inside it, if you stay inside these lines, not only can you achieve sobriety, you can achieve so much more. Like, because I've said it a lot. Like, sure, it is great to not be using drugs and alcohol anymore to try and escape, to try and not feel the feelings I'm feeling, try and avoid things, try and get away from. And it's definitely highly recommend it. But by working all the way through and then continuing to work it, what's even better than just not trying to use drugs to escape all the time is it's given me a life that I don't want to escape from. And that's real talk. That is huge. Like, I've got a lot of responsibilities. I deal with a lot of BS at work, got my own business. I've got you guys. And there's a lot of hassle involved in that. And I would definitely not be, and me in the past, I would definitely not be taking that on. I would be doing whatever it took to avoid it. But now I look forward to it. Like, because I follow these framework and these simple rules that, like, and another saying, another quote, Robert Pirsig, the answers are all simple, but they're only simple after you already know what they are. Like, this is a program written so simply we can follow it in our daily lives. Then why is it so recent? Because it took somebody in just the right place at just the right time and just the right state of mind to figure it out. And when you see it, and especially when you do it, man, oh my God, it's you really will be amazed before you're halfway through. Like, you start getting through step 4 and step 5 and stuff, which is, I'm no mathematician, but I'm pretty sure 5 is before 6. So I was amazed when I got done with my step 5. I was amazed before I was halfway through. And it's, I don't know if you guys have seen this one. All right, so I was talking about how, like, this is the 12 steps and 12 traditions are a framework, and it allows us to do amazing things to make a life that we can handle, that's manageable. But imagine this piece of paper is your life. All right, and you're trying to keep your life in order. But you only got like one finger, so you try and do it like different ways, and you wind up on the floor. And you try it this way, and you wind up on the floor. You try it like this, try it the lazy, easier, softer way, and you can hold it for a minute, but it always winds up on the floor. Like, you might be able to keep it together for a second or two, but it all, we addicts and we alcoholics, it always winds up the same way. So, like, where's the difference? How can we make this seemingly impossible task possible? And that's with structure. Like, all right, so take a piece of paper and we add the 12 steps to it. And then we add the 12 traditions to it. So now we've got a framework. We've got a structure built into our lives. But with that, now, for some reason, only with that structure, but it's,
Do another trick.
it's so simple. Well, see, along with that structure, I can want another trick. Along with that structure,
You want a fucking trick, huh?
yeah. And with this circle, with the rooms,
Where the fuck on your head?
you can get somewhere.
Oh.
But it's crazy because that same structure, that same format that allowed me to do those little things, the same exact thing
Use it too, don't cheat.
allows me to do the big next right things. And there's nothing different other than the scale. But I couldn't do this without practicing doing that. Filling out that sheet, doing my chores, meeting with my sponsor, making meetings, doing all the, making my schedule for the week, breathalyzing, doing all these little things. Man, it's such BS. Man, this is lame. I'm gonna sign out every time I leave. This house is a prison on planet bullshit. But it's only by doing those little next right things that I got up to the point where I could do these big next right things. Because if you can't do these simple little things, and sure, they're a pain in the ass and they're not fun, and you don't see an immediate reward, you don't get the feel goods and that dopamine rush. It's not like hitting buy now on Amazon. It's not like scratching off a lottery ticket. You don't see, or eating a Twinkie. You don't see the immediate benefit, so it's not fun for us. So we try and avoid doing these little next right things. But if you can get that figured out, doing that little stuff, like man, if there was enough room, I can do the same thing to that table. I could probably do the same thing to that couch, using the same exact principles as I used to balance that piece of paper. And just this simple framework, this simple set of rules, and just apply it. I'll do a class on just on the end of step 12, probably next week, practicing these principles on all affairs. But seriously, the application of this program and this simple set of rules, I accomplished more in 10 months than I did in 10 years clean and sober, but not working a program. Still doing, I had all the things. I had a job. I worked all the time. Usually I had 2 jobs. Got up to a salary position. Had a house, had a car, had money. But I was still sad and scared and miserable. I still wanted to escape. And it wasn't because I wasn't using. I wasn't drinking. I just hadn't addressed the me problem, which was the real problem. Because one thing you need to know is me is a disease. Thinking of being concerned with only yourself, or things that concern you. No, that's not saying getting other people's business, but being self-serving and the people who worry about just themselves are typically some of the most miserable people you'll find. And look at the people who their focus is on everybody else. Look at the Dalai Lama, Mother Teresa. Do you ever see the Dalai Lama? He's always smiling. The people who aren't concerned have ceased to be solipsistic and thinking everything revolves around them and realize, hey, we're all in this together. Those are some of the happiest people. It makes, I worry about you guys. I care about you guys. But being mindful of man, what is my action? How would this affect everybody else? All these people I care about. And it has made me so much happier than I've ever been. As soon as I stopped focusing on my own happiness and started worrying about everybody else's, that's when I got happy. I could just be mentally ill. probably mentally ill. But it is hard to argue with results. Like this, it's as crazy as it may sound. Just like this is the only thing you can succeed in by surrendering. It seems counterintuitive, but definitely checks out in my humble experience. I'm not going to tell anybody, you should just do stuff because I say to do stuff. If you don't think it'll work, you don't think you think this program is BS? Prove it wrong. Diligently work these steps. Do a complete, don't be scared, do a complete searching and fearless moral inventory. Do a step 5. Get all that stuff out. To God, to yourself, to another human being. Put it all out there so you're not carrying around shit anymore. Figure out the real problems, the you problems, your defects of character, and say humbly, hey man, it'd be sweet if you could, these are bad for me, these are hurting me, and they're making me sad, and my life crappy. So if I'm ready, if you could help me get rid of them, that'd be sweet. Just that easy. And hey man, if you can work the steps diligently and honestly, and come out on the other side not a happier, more well-rounded person in general and have a better life. Like a lot of people, people I'm looking at in this room right now, from where they came from to where they're at now, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And they accomplished it simply by doing the next right thing, embracing the suck, doing the stuff they didn't want to do, but they knew it was the right thing to do. They took to heart these simple programs and these simple set of rules, this simple structure. And just like it has changed my life, and I've come so far, and I've still got farther to go. And I'm really excited. Like, I'm excited to see where you guys can go. Like, what you guys can accomplish. The sort of lives you can have. If you just get with the program. Because we find it, this job in this house is a lot like trying to herd cats. Like, I don't know if you ever tried to get a bunch of cats to go in the same direction. Like, it's not easy. Because all the cats think they're their own cat. Like, oh man, what I want to lick my crotch right now, or I want to go smell that, or I want to go scratch that couch, and everybody wants to do their own thing. But man, it's a beautiful thing when you get all the cats going in the same direction. And when the sooner you figure out you're a part of this group of cats, and not just your own cat, the better off you're going to be, the happier you're going to be, and the more likely you are to stay clean. But really, like I said, I was going to make it a short one today, but it's an important one. And like, if you the more of these, like, as far as I'm aware, anybody can apply these things to their life with positive results. And none of it's rocket surgery. Like, it's all about, hey man, are you a net positive? Are you being a net positive in the world? And how you spend your time. Like, because you either, being here right now is a huge opportunity. You're not going to find another opportunity like this, not wearing a frickin' jumpsuit, to work on getting yourself better. And as much BS as there is to deal with, man, no lock on that door you got a key to. It's way better than the other option. But if you focus on it and just focus on getting better, because you will get better, but you gotta put in the time, you gotta put in the work. Just going to meetings is like just going to the gym. If you don't put in the work, if you don't put in sets, you're not going to get better. If you just go to meetings and you don't work the steps, you're not going to get better. It doesn't matter how many meetings you go to.
Right.
If you don't get into that book and work with a sponsor and get through it, you're not going to get big and strong like Dad. You're not. It just doesn't work. You can learn a lot. I go to the gym 365 days a year. I'll bet y'all know all sorts of more things about fitness and form and diet and all these other things. But I'm just sitting there wasting away watching everybody else get better. Don't be a spectator in your own life. Because there's two options. You either make time for wellness or you make time for illness. Nothing's static. Nothing stays the same. Like, if you're not getting better today, you are actively getting worse. Because that's the way time works. Time is an illusion. We talked about that this morning. But as far as tracking status incrementally, if you're not actively getting better, you're actively getting worse. But as long as you're making even the most marginal progress, even just the incrementally better, if you're a millimeter better today than you were yesterday, that's a win. Even a lowercase w is still a W. Any way you look at it. And that's a fact. And be an inch or be it a mile, like, and you stick with it. Granted, I said, like, doing the next right thing doesn't have that short term, like, rapid payoff that other things like drugs and alcohol do.
Instant gratification.
The instant gratification, like a nice Twinkie or a ding dong has, a big meal, you know. Yeah, it's like it's nice, but man, the long term gains from doing that consistently. Like I was telling you about investing. Like, say you, I try and make, when I invest, I try and make 1% returns per day.
$100 be $1.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like shit.
No, it is though. Cause you do $1,000, it's $10.
But not just that,
That's
it
the
compounds.
Right.
By doing that, say I put aside $100 every week, and then that 5 days a week the market's open, I make a 1% return, then I invest that the next day and make a 1% return on $101.
Right, so it gets bigger and your interest.
Do you know what that is after a year?
That's like what? Hold on, let me do the math. It's $1 every week, 52 weeks is 50.
But no, you're not doing compound. I'll save you the gymnastics. It's just under 12 grand in a year.
Well, so it's 4 a quarter.
It's not. It compounds.
Because it gets bigger. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's because what you're investing today is not just the amount; it's what you were invested yesterday plus that little improvement.
And it's every week you get $1 back.
Every day, but it compounds every day.
No, I meant but every week you get $1. You get 1% back on whatever it is.
Well, no, like I get $1 back the first day. I get more than that the next day because I'm not investing $100 anymore.
Right.
I'm not investing the old me. I'm investing the new me. I'm investing that $101.
So it's 100.01.
Yeah, but that stacks up. It's compounding interest, and the same thing with your life. Same thing what you spend your time on. Same thing with those little improvements. Just get 1% better.
$100 will get you 12,000 at the end of the year.
If you're compounding 1%, 5 days a week, yes,
Who does that?
I do.
A lot of rich people do. That's how they get richer.
So you can take $100 and put it in the bank.
$100 a
and
day.
week,
$100 a week. You got to invest $100 every week out of your check.
52
500.
times a year.
Yeah, it's not even 52 times. Yeah, but yeah, 5 days a week, 52 times a year. So it's not even 365 days.
Oh, you've got to put 100 in there every day.
No, every week.
Once a week.
Once a week.
For 52 times.
Yeah.
And you
So
got 12 grand at the end of the year.
yeah, just under 12 grand.
Where do you do that through again?
We're going to give you my 12. I'll give you my 100 today.
Well, we could conceivably, like, I've got a copy trade account, but we'll talk about that in another class. We need to do a money management class. But the same exact thing. This is the same principles that I learned from making me better can be applied to everything. Better relationships, making money. This program can make you bigger, can make you wealthier, can make you happier. Following this simple set of rules. But like most meetings, starts with a serenity prayer. That's all I got.
Yeah.